Good afternoon and welcome to Release and Rise. Today I wish to talk about transformational change and the turning point that we all reach. I want to begin with a simple question. Have you ever looked at your life and quietly thought, there's got to be more than this? Not because life is terrible, not because everything is falling apart, but somewhere deep inside of you, you know that you're meant to grow beyond the version of yourself that you've become. Some people feel stuck in jobs that they no longer love. Some feel trapped in routines that slowly drain them. Some are surrounded by lots of people every day and still feel completely alone. And the hardest part is most people don't talk about this. They smile, they show up, and they keep moving. But internally, they're frozen. If that's you right now, this message is for you. Because change does not begin when life becomes easy. Change begins when the moment that you decide you can no longer ignore who you are becoming. As author James Clear once said, every action you take is a vote for the type of person that you wish to become. And in the words of Rumi, why do you stay in a prison when the door is wide open? Many people are not trapped by circumstance, but by fear, doubt, and belief that they cannot become more than what they are today. So the fear of change. Most people say they want to change, but what they really want is certainty. They want guarantees. They want to know, if I try, will it work? If I lead, will I succeed? Or if I start over, will I fail? But life has never worked that way. Every meaningful transformation begins with uncertainty. Let's think about it. A seed must disappear underneath the soil before it becomes a tree. A butterfly must struggle before it flies. And even sunrise begins in darkness. Growth has always required discomfort, yet many people stay where they are because familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar possibility. Can you read that again in your mind? Familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar possibility. People stay in relationships that hurt them, jobs that diminish them, mindsets that limit them. Not because they enjoy suffering, but because fear whispers, at least I know this pain. The fear can sound reasonable. Fear says, wait until the timing is perfect. You're not ready yet. What if people judge you? Or what if you fail? But here's the truth. You can spend your entire life waiting for permission to become yourself, and it will never arrive. So what's the cost of staying the same? We often talk about the risk of changing, but rarely do we talk about the risk of staying exactly where we are. What if nothing changes? What happens if 5 years pass and you're still making excuses for a life you know you've outgrown? That's a quiet tragedy many people live with. Not dramatic failure, not public collapse, just slow discomfort from their own potential. Because every day you ignore your growth, you train yourself to believe that you are powerless. And eventually people stop dreaming, not because dreams are impossible, but because disappointment becomes familiar. But listen carefully. Being stuck is not your identity. It's a season, and seasons change. Small steps matter. One of the biggest misconceptions about transformation is that it must all happen at once. People think change requires some huge cinematic moment, but real change is usually quiet. It begins with small decisions. Waking up early, saying no when you used to say yes, applying for an opportunity, going to therapy, taking a walk, reading a book, starting before you feel confident. Tiny actions repeat consistently can completely redirect a life. A plane leaving from London for New York only has to shift a few degrees to end up somewhere completely different. So those small shifts create massive outcomes over time. So if you feel overwhelmed, stop trying to change the whole of your life tonight. Just change your next step. That's all that growth really is. One courageous decision after another. And you're allowed to reinvent yourself. One of the most freeing truths in life is that you're allowed to become someone new. You are not required to stay who you were just because people are comfortable with this version of you. Sometimes growth will confuse you. The moment you become more disciplined, more focused, more self-aware, some people will call you different. And they're right. You are different. Because healing changes people. Growth changes people. And self-respect changes people. And not everyone will understand your transformation. And that's okay. Not everyone's meant to go with you into your next chapter. Some people only knew the version of you that tolerated less for yourself. But the moment you choose peace, purpose, and growth, everything changes. No one captured transformation more beautifully than Rumi with this quote. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. So the power of our responsibility. Let's talk about something difficult now. At some point, growth requires radical responsibility. Not self-blame, responsibility. And there's a difference. You may be responsible for everything that happened to you, but you are responsible for what happens next. That realization is powerful because responsibility gives you back your power. The moment you stop waiting for someone else to save you and you begin saving yourself, and that doesn't mean you never ask for help. It means you stop believing in a future that depends entirely on other people changing first. Your healing matters, your mindset matters, and your habits matter. And every day you choose growth, a vote for the person that you are becoming. As Viktor Frankl wrote, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Now, the hidden beauty of starting over. Starting over can feel humiliating, especially if you compare yourself to others. You see people succeeding while you're still rebuilding. People moving ahead while you're still trying to rediscover yourself. But never be ashamed of beginning again. There is courage in rebuilding a life instead of living unconsciously forever. Some people start over because they wish to. Some people never start over because their pride is too strong. So they stay unhappy for decades. Do not let ego imprison your future. Beginnings are not failures. Beginnings are proof that you still believe that life can improve. And that belief can change everything. Now, the breakthrough moment. There comes a moment in every transformation when things begin to shift. Not instantly, not magically, but gradually. You notice your mindset changing, your confidence growing, and your standards rising. The things that once controlled you begin losing power now. And one day you look back and you realise the person who once felt stuck just simply no longer exists. And that's the beauty of growth. It's difficult while it's happening, but extraordinary when you realise how far you've come. So if you're listening to this tonight and you feel stuck, here's what I want you to remember. Your life is not over because you lost direction. A chapter ending is not the same thing as your story ending. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. And you are not too late. Change is possible. Not because motivation lasts forever. Not because fear disappears completely, but because human beings are remarkably capable of transformation once they decide that they're no longer willing to stay the same. And maybe that decision begins tonight. Maybe tonight you stop shrinking. Maybe tonight you stop settling. And maybe tonight you stop talking yourself out of your own potential. Maybe tonight is your turning point. Not because everything changes immediately, but because you do. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. So what one step are you taking now? I would like to invite you now into a session of hypnotherapy in transformational change. So if I can ask you to take a quiet, comfortable position now, either sitting or lying down, hands resting naturally, and close your eyes. I'll allow you a few moments to do this. Okay, so let's begin. Begin by noticing the simple rhythm of your breathing. There's nothing that you need to force, nothing you need to solve. And for the next several minutes, your only task is to listen and allow. Take a slow, deep breath in. and gently exhale. Another slow, deep breath in. And let it go. With every breath, your body begins to settle. Your mind begins to quiet. And a deeper part of you begins to listen. Now bring your attention to the top of your head. Imagine a wave of calm beginning there, soft, warm, and peaceful. That wave moves downwards across your forehead, releasing any tension. The muscles in your eyes begin to relax, and your jaw loosens. Your tongue rests comfortably. And as relaxation spreads through your neck, shoulders, you may notice the pleasant feeling of letting go. Your shoulders soften. Your arms become heavier. And your hands relax completely. That calm wave continues downwards through your chest and your stomach. Breathing becomes easier, natural and effortless. And with every exhale, you release what you no longer want to carry. The relaxation continues through your back, your hips, and your legs, all the way down to your feet. From head to toe, your body can relax now, completely supported, completely safe in the moment. And as your body relaxes, so your mind can too. Thoughts may drift through your awareness, and that's perfectly fine. You do not need to stop them. You can let them pass simply like clouds, moving across the wide open sky. And underneath those passing thoughts, there's a deeper stillness, a quieter place within you, a place of clarity, a place of wisdom, and a place where real change begins. In a moment, I will count down from 10 to 1. And with each number, you can allow yourself to drift deeper into comfort, deeper into calm, deeper into focused relaxation. 10. Relaxing more deeply now. 9. Letting go. 8. Drifting comfortably inward. 7. Quieter and calmer. 6. Feeling safe and relaxed. 5. Halfway down now, peaceful and still. 4. Deeper with every breath. 3. Your inner mind becoming more open and receptive. 2. calm, centered and relaxed. 1, deeper relaxed. Now imagine yourself standing at the beginning of a beautiful path. This path represents change, natural change, healthy change, the kind of change that happens from within. Notice the path beneath your feet. Notice the air around you. Perhaps there is sunlight filtering through the trees, or a gentle breeze, or a sound of distant water. Everything here is peaceful. And as you begin to walk slowly along this path, you become aware of something important. Change does not need to be forced. Nature changes constantly. The seasons change. Day becomes night. The tide will move in and out. Growth happens quietly, steadily, and naturally. And in the same way, you are capable of change. Not because you struggle, not because you pressure yourself, but because deep within you is the ability to adapt, learn, grow, and become. As you continue walking, you notice an old backpack resting on your shoulders. You may not have realized how heavy it has become. Inside this backpack are your old habits, old beliefs, old fears, and old stories about who you are supposed to be. Now you are ready to examine them. You stop for a moment and gently place the backpack on the ground. Now open it slowly. Perhaps you notice an old belief that no longer serves you. A belief that says change is difficult. A belief that says you must stay the same. A belief that says you are limited. And now, in this calm and focused state, you can see that these beliefs are only thoughts, not truths, not permanent, just old patterns. And you can release them now. Imagine removing those old beliefs from the backpack, one by one. And as you do, they begin to dissolve, fade, and disappear. And with each thing you release, you feel lighter. Lighter in your mind, lighter in your body, and lighter in your future. Now the backpack feels almost empty. And into that empty space, you place something new. Confidence, flexibility, trust in yourself, the ability to grow, and the ability to choose differently. The ability to create change one small step at a time. And as you place these new qualities into your backpack, they begin to strengthen inside you. Because the unconscious mind learns through repetition, through feeling, through imagination. And right now, your mind is learning a new truth. Change is possible for you. Not someday, not for someone else, for you. As you continue walking down the path, feeling lighter and stronger, ahead of you is a beautiful doorway. Now this doorway represents the next version of you. A version of you that already lives with positive change. Walk towards the door now. As you reach it, place your hand on the handle, and before opening it, take a moment to imagine the future you want to create. Imagine yourself living with greater confidence, greater clarity, and greater peace. Imagine yourself making healthier choices, naturally and consistently. Seeing yourself responding differently, thinking differently, and feeling differently. Now open the door and step through. As you step into this future version of yourself, something powerful will begin to happen. Your mind begins accepting this identity as real, not forced, not fake, but natural. Because every lasting change begins with identity. You are no longer trying to become this person. You are beginning to remember that this person has been within you all along. You begin to feel the confidence of this future self. Feel the calm certainty and feel the quiet strength. And notice how good it feels to move through life with greater freedom. From this moment forward, your mind begins to support positive change automatically. Each day, your thoughts align more easily with your goals. Each day, healthy actions become more natural. Each day, your confidence grows stronger and stronger. Even changes matter, no matter how small they are. Even small steps create momentum. Your unconscious mind understands this deeply. You do not need perfection. You only need movement. And now your mind begins realizing that you no longer require this and releases any resistance, releasing old patterns and releasing self-doubt. You're becoming more adaptable, more capable, more open to growth. Imagine now that your future self places a gentle hand on your shoulder and they speak to you. Perhaps they will say, "You are capable. You are ready. You can trust yourself. You are allowed to grow. Change can feel safe. One step at a time is enough." Allow these words to settle deeply into your mind now. Your unconscious mind will absorb them. And from this day forward, whenever you take a slow, deep breath in, your mind and body will naturally reconnect with this calm and confident state. A deep breath becomes a signal, a reminder, and a reset. And each time you pause and breathe, you strengthen the new patterns you are creating. Now spend a few moments simply experiencing this future version of yourself. Notice how it feels. Notice the calm certainty. Notice the freedom. And understand that every positive change begins internally before you experience it externally. The process has already begun. Now it's time to return slowly, bringing these positive feelings back into your daily life. In a moment, I will count from 1 to 5. With each number, you will gradually return to full awareness, bringing back a sense of calm, clarity, and positive expectation for change. 1. Becoming aware of your breathing. 2. Bringing back energy into your body. 3. Gently becoming aware of the room around you. 4. Feeling refreshed, clear and grounded. 5. Eyes open, wide awake, fully calm, centered and open to positive change. And remember, change does not happen all at once. It happens moment by moment, choice by choice, and breath by breath. And you are already moving forward. Can I ask you to leave a comment on how this made you feel today? My website is linked in my bio if you would like a one-to-one service from myself. Until next time, sending love to you all.